Now the Montreal Canadiens. What Marc Bergevin did in the offseason cannot be understated. He filled every weakness that needed to be filled. That backup goaltending position that he filled is what's going to make a massive difference for the Montreal Canadiens. Not only because Carey Price gets to play less, he gets to be, at the top of his game more often than not because he's not being run dry back-to-backs, but because Jake Allen is an incredibly strong, proven goaltender in the NHL, not just a backup, but a starter. And this tandem is probably one of the best in the league, not just the Canadian division, best in the league. So that's going to make a massive difference in terms of the standings for the Habs right there. But the key to the Habs is going to be their centers. We need strong performances from Suzuki and Kotkaniemi. Can't see that sophomore slump from Suzuki. I didn't think we were going to see it from Kaka, but we did. Hopefully we don't see it from Suzuki. I think he's too smart to let that happen. However, a full season of center, even if it's 56 games, could be really hard on Suzuki. So these guys are young. We cannot forget that. These guys are young. So we're going to need to rely on Danault quite a bit, get that solid two-way play from Danault, and have Suzuki and Kotkaniemi just do their thing out there, keep getting better every day. Suzuki's such a special player. Another one with, no weaknesses. The skill he has, just the awareness, the hockey IQ to just snag pucks off of guys. The takeaways he gets. And then he's up the ice. He deceptive with his playmaking and passing. And he puts it tape to tape. He's a very, very, very accurate passer. Whether it's some sauce or right across the ice. He's got great vision and he can snipe them. And great defensive center. Good in the face-off dot for a young player, which is really impressive. Kotkaniemi, different though. Power forward center with skill. Passing first, but can shoot. Gotta do it again. Can't let it slide. Kotkaniemi, he is Ryan Getzlaf in the flesh. They play such a similar game. Kotkaniemi, big, strong, aggressive, forechecking center. He also skates so well on those edges. He likes to slow the pace of the game down and glide and open up the passing lanes, just like Ryan Getzlaf. The toughness as well. They get dirty in the corners. And each of them, playmaking first, shooting second. They got that underrated shot. Vision, low center of gravity. I cannot make this comparison enough. Kotkaniemi could become the exact type of center you want to win a cup with. A lot of people thinking Suzuki's there as the main, he's popping up as the Habs' main piece to build around, the main prospect. He's the guy. I don't know. Kotkaniemi's going to give him a run for his money, and this 1-2 punch is going to be crazy going forward. So, Montreal, as long as the young guys play well, we are very strong down the middle. And then the depth is what carries us, the versatility. The lines can be changed. There's so many different options that you can go with. You're obviously leaving that first line together. However, the first line, Tatar, Danault, and Gallagher. Tatar has been an absolute beast for the Canadiens. Impressive how he's fit in so far. But what do you go with then? You got Josh Anderson coming in, power forward. I think he complements Drouin really well. Really, really well. Drouin finally gets a power forward and a legit center in Suzuki to play with. And these guys go off. That's what I'm seeing happening. These guys go off. Kotkaniemi, Toffoli, who can finish on his line. Then who do you put with him? Lehkonen, the Finnish connection, who's a great 5-on-5 player, forechecker, and has yet to really reach his potential as a goal scorer. But maybe he does with two smart players like KK and Tyler Toffoli. Or you have Byron there with the speed, with the leadership, the veteran experience and defensive ability and the speed. He can take those pucks, strip those pucks and finish. And he's got a knack for finishing in tight. He plays with pace. Montreal's depth is what carries them forward big time. Let's not forget Jake Evans on the fourth line. This is a, rookie season last year. Looked strong in the NHL right out of the gate. Long university career, but he looks good in the NHL so far. He's a really good skater. He's got a good mind for the game. I think he can make it work. He's good in the face-off dot. already at that young of an age. I think he could be a legitimate, strong fourth, maybe even third line center for the Habs. And you got Armia rolling down there on the fourth line. Like, that's some extreme depth for the Montreal Canadiens. We may not have that overly, obvious elite player like a Pedersen or a Matthews or a Marner or a, Nylander, what have you. But the depth and the defensive two-way ability, the team defense of this forward core is what will carry this team very, very far into the Canadian division, as well as the D-core with the size. The size and the punishment that the D-core and the forwards are going to put out is going to be unbelievable. We're going to be strong in every corner of the ice with Josh Anderson, Gallagher, Armia, Toffoli. The forecheck up in the offensive zone is going to be relentless. Then you got the D-core, who's going to absolutely pound guys when they're trying to come across a blue line or if they're trying to work the puck down low and get their forecheck going. Weber's going to have none of it. Petrie's going to have none of it. Sherratt's going to have none of it. And Edmondson's going to have none of it. And don't forget Romanov, who's a rookie. And he's, not the biggest guy, but he crunches dudes. And what he's going to bring, the competitiveness, I cannot wait. Cannot wait to see what this team brings. And then the puck movement from Jeff Petrie and Victor Mete, as well as maybe Romanov getting in there a little bit and Sherratt, maybe, using some, progressing offensively maybe too, with less defensive responsibility with the addition of Edmondson. It's going to be gross. And then you go to Carey Price and Allen. And what can you do? If you like this new series, hit the subscribe button, the bell for notifications. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Scotian Canadian. I also have a more in-depth, more serious breakdown of the Canadian division with my buddy Tyler, and we're also planning to cover the World Juniors a bit here through the tournament. So check out those links down in the description, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers, guys.